Welcome to the Manuchehri podcast. Over the last 30 years, it has been my joy to assist humanity in aligning with their magnificence so they may heal, discover their natural gifts, and communicate with loved ones living on the other side. May you also experience delight while we dance in the powerful, intuitive world of energy. Let's get going. Welcome to our Energy Meets the Divine. And I'm recording this on February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day. I really should be wearing green instead of red because green is the color of the fourth chakra, which governs all the breast tissue, your lungs, your heart muscle, the movement of all the blood in your body, and the movement of lymphatic fluid. The heart chakra is responsible for all of that. And its emotional component is truly detachment. It's like real empathy and real universal love, which is governed by the heart chakra, is a form of detachment, meaning that everything is lovely exactly the way it is. Everything is beautiful exactly the way it is. It's this high spiritual, high vibrational, higher self appreciation for love. That's exactly what it's like. So I ask for a lot of people to rest away from their heart chakra. A lot of spiritualists are getting people to be in their heart chakra, but I think if people can rest away from their heart chakra for periods of time, they're actually going to have a better connection to the rest of their chakra system and their energetic system. So you want to rest away from the heart chakra until you can be neutral. If you can be neutral in your chest, wonderful. People who can't exhaust the vortex and all of the anatomy and physiology that's connected to it, which can lead to disease. Doesn't have to, but it certainly can lead to disease in these primary areas of the body. So we definitely want to leave the heart chakra alone until you can learn to be like creation, be like the universe, and think that everything is beautiful and magical, even if it's just for moments at a time. That's going to help your body, your mind, your connection to the spiritual realm in profound and beautiful ways. So that's a great experiment and a wonderful way to act in the world to get your energy in a profound, helpful place for you and the rest of the universes. Because every time a human being aligns to the appropriate or the best vibration for a particular chakra, they're sending out positive vibes to the entire universe, actually helping the rest of humanity on Earth. So when people don't have that, kind of constant reaction to worldviews or what's happening in their family or their neighborhood, it's better for them because of what I just said about the heart chakra, but it's also better for their autonomic system. There's two aspects to your autonomic system. There's either sympathetic or parasympathetic. And sympathetic is the fight or flight, which most of humanity is in fight or flight all the time, even if they're just driving their car down the street to drop off mail. They're in fight or flight. This is really hard on the body, and it doesn't help us to stay connected to intuition. Intuition is a parasympathetic experience. It's calm, it's compassionate, there's wisdom in calmness. And so if you can work on getting your body out of fight or flight, you're going to have a much better, consistent connection to the multisensory world, to your intuitive abilities. And you'll be able to hear your guides and departed loved ones, or see them or feel them. You'll have a better understanding. In fact, I think it would be best if all of us made it our life work to get into the parasympathetic aspects, great for your cortisol levels, which then helps all of your hormones in your body and the physiology. It's like the blood's going to have better movement if you're not in sympathetic. Because when people move into the fight or flight response, their large muscles require more blood. Because when you're in truth or true alignment of fight or flight, you may need to run fast, you may need to scream, you don't have time to pee or eat, you don't have time for hydration. So your body is going to reserve your kidneys, your urine, your digestive system. It's going to slow down the blood and the circulation to those parts of your body and send it to your large muscles like your legs and your glutes so you can run. Or perhaps it's going to help you to scream for longer periods of time. But most people, when they're in fight or flight, are not in danger. Nothing bad is happening. They've allowed their brain to take over their life, and they look at everything from a fight or flight perception, which is scary and sad, I think. Well, even when we look at medical journals, when they talk about the parasympathetic aspect of the autonomic system, they say when you allow yourself to be there, you align to wisdom. So it's really difficult to have intuitive experiences, and certainly consistent ones if you want to work in the professional world, if you are reactive to the sympathetic aspect, because intuition is calm. Sympathetic aspect, no. It's in fear. It's in fight or flight. So you'll need to train your energy system to not be reactive. Right? Two of my grandkids just left, and there's still a lot of snow around my house. And, they have to walk across some snow and ice to get to their car. So I have the door open watching, because I don't want to slip and fall, but making sure that my daughter doesn't need help. And, I just had to keep talking to my body, like, they're okay. The kids are fine. She's got this. She says she doesn't need you right now. So you need to be aware of what triggers you, what inspires you to get into fight or flight, so that you don't get into it. So I didn't step into fight or flight. Otherwise, I would have ran across the snow to be of assistance. But I stayed on the porch and just watched to see if anybody needed my help. And I also had a conversation with myself, like, they're fine. They're great. The kids are small to the ground. If they fall, they're going to be fine. Nobody fell. Everybody successfully got in the car. So you need to become aware of what triggers you. And most people don't even know they're in fight or flight until they begin to get curious about the concept. So I guarantee you, if you don't have an awareness of your autonomic system being in the sympathetic versus the parasympathetic, you're probably in the sympathetic. Because if you have an awareness of it, when you're not, when you're not in fight or flight, when you're in the parasympathetic calm wisdom that allows you to connect to source energy, your higher self, your spirit guides, God, the universe, departed loved one, because you're sending vibrations to this powerful energy system of your body that doesn't have to be distracted by something that's not happening. In other words, fight or flight is meant to help you if you're hiking and a cougar is following you, or a bear, or, if somebody has flown through a red light near you when you're driving. That's what the parasympathetic aspect is for, not for just functioning throughout the day. It wasn't created for that. So please become aware of your system, have conversations. Inner dialogue with our body is really helpful, because once we start to have conversations with our body, the brain gets quiet. It's like, oh, I've done my job. The human is interacting with its physical form, which most humans do not. They're an automatic pilot, usually in fear, fight, or flight. So when you start to have conversations with yourself internally, which is, why wouldn't you? It's your body, your mind, your energy system, your neurological system, your cardiovascular system, your skin. I mean, why not have a conversation? Then, as you create this relationship, your mind gets quieter and quieter. It trusts you. It follows all of your responses and connection to your system, not just this false evidence appearing real. Okay, I'm going to go to the phone lines now and start answering questions.
Hi, Marie. This is Laura Catherine from Mississippi. Wanted to call and thank you for something you did at the end of one of your podcasts several months ago. I don't remember what you called it. Chanting, sound things, whatever it was.
Toning.
And it was wonderful. And I had a pretty miraculous reaction to it. And just quickly, one of my dearest friends passed away suddenly in 2019. And I've had a lot of people die in the last 10 years that I was really close to. And I communicate with all of them, thankfully.
Nice.
But for whatever reason, that was a grief that I just couldn't shake. And I would cry every day about him, even though I was talking to him, But listening to that, and I remember you saying that whatever you're needing this for is what the benefit you'll get or whatever. And I knew intuitively, sorry, there's a big truck
Mm.
going by. I knew intuitively that it was going to be about my friend John,
Mm.
and it was. And that was months ago. And every day since, I've not felt that same deep loss for him. And so now when I interact with him, it's just beautiful and pleasant and sweet. Yeah, so I just wanted to thank you and ask that if you are interested in doing
Mm.
that more during your
Yeah.
podcast, I imagine I'm not the only one who would love it. Not just because it really helped me, but
Yeah.
just the sound of it, the sound of your voice, making those sounds was very healing and calming. And another little sidebar, I often, if I'm upset or sad or grumpy, I get kind of irritated and agitated a good bit. I will put on either your Audible book or I will listen to old episodes of your podcast. And my son, my 5-year-old, it calms
Aw.
him too. So,
Aw.
no question today. I just wanted to give you some feedback and thank you so much for being yourself.
Thank you, Laura, for all your kind words. And yeah, toning is super powerful. There's some interesting story about toning where most of my teachers come from the non-physical realm. They walk into my office and teach me things. I had an incredible experience with one person whose daughter came to see me. So the daughter was in a body, her father had crossed over, and he was a radiologist when he was in his body. And I communicated. I always feel like I'm a translator for people on the other side. That's how I look at mediumship, or the translators. And after I had this appointment with her, which was probably 15 or more, probably 20 years ago, he stayed. In other words, he offered to help me in some of my readings with other clients. So he was wonderful. He would just pop up. I called him Dave. I don't even know if I know what his real name was in life, but I think I called him Dave, and he would just show up, especially when I was working with very critically ill people to, give them the best advice or move their energy more expertly, maybe have them have some more medical tests done if it was necessary. He was really, really wonderful. But the toning situation, which I probably have described before, a being from the other side, walked into my office and taught me how to tone. It took her a few months before I agreed to make these lovely sounds that I do in every session, and I record all my sessions. So people do what you do with the Audible, how to communicate with your spirit guides, and with the podcast, you can go back and listen to the sounds because it will affect your body. I am working on going back into the studio and making some new downloadable material, including toning for various health issues. But in general, you're right. Toning will affect you because it's the movement of energy, and it's very fast and very deep and extremely effective. I'm so happy you were able to let go of the grief of your departed loved one. And I'm so thrilled you get to have mediumship communication with your loved ones. It's a blessing. Someday, everyone will, and no one will need a professional medium, which is, to me, very, very exciting. So thank you for your message, Laura, and I hope you're having a beautiful day in Mississippi.
Hello, Marie. This is Sharon from California. Thank you for everything that you are doing for all of us. I have a couple questions. I consider myself a strong, healthy woman. I've been massaging, have my private practice for over 24 years and also doing a lot of energy healing within that. I recently am experiencing some physical issues. I have a bone spur in L4 on the left side. Mm-hmm. And then just recently found out that through a cardiologist in a EKG that my actual heart rate is at 40. And he is a little concerned about that. Going to check the thyroid and see where that goes. So I find that interesting that all of a sudden the heart and then, heart chakra and second chakra, first chakra that those are showing up for me. I feel like my connection with spirit and my psychic abilities has been slowed down. I'm having some difficulties during my sessions to keep my vibration high. And so I was wondering, asking myself, what brings me joy? And I think flowers bring me joy, and water features bring me joy.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like you to take a look at that, because I want to keep my frequency high, my vibration, because I really want to evolve my massage practice into strictly energy healing. Because it's time, and it excites me, and it keeps my frequency high, and I just love it. So if there's something you can show me, tell me. I know there's lots of healing, but yeah, I'm not used to having physical ailments, so that's kind of weird for me. So thank you very much, and I really look forward to your advanced healing class with the Shift Network in October. So Marie, thank you so much, and I look forward to your response.
Thank you so much, Sharon. Yeah, I'm in the middle of that class right now, so it started in October, and I think we're on like module 15, something like that. So yeah, it's a really fun, wonderful class. I'm truly, truly enjoying it, and all the participants who wanted to sign up for that course, an advanced healing 20 weeks on the Shift Network. And on a side note, I do have a class coming up. It's a self-love workshop. It's 8 weeks. It's going to start in the middle of April. Although I haven't gotten my language ready for my second class, I'll be teaching on my platform, which is about translating intuition. So that would be another 8-week course about how to translate. You can always write into energyintuitive.com and be placed on a waiting list for the translation class. My assistant's ready to put it up. I just need to do some writing, which I'm going to have a lovely weekend to be able to write. So I would want all of your hormones checked. And when we look at modern medicine, unless a doctor believes in hormone replacement therapy, they might go, oh yeah, this is normal for your age. Okay, do we want it normal for our chronological age? Probably not, because when we look at humans, they start to have health issues as their hormones decrease. So we want to start to beef those up a little bit. They don't have to be like they were in our 20s or 30s, but maybe our 40s or 50s, whatever that is. And you can tell when people are at healthy hormones level for them. Their osteopenia disappears, arthritic conditions decrease, joint pain goes away, their skin gets healthier, their hair gets healthier, they have more energy, they sleep better at night. A lot of things normalize. So I think it's great to have the thyroid checked if you're a runner, a big runner. The many runners have low heart rates. So the left-hand side of the body, which the heart chakra, the heart chakra is in the middle, but the heart muscle's on the left. It's all about receptivity. And what really helps people grow their intuition is to receive more. You're not a good receiver, in my opinion. So working on that, asking the universe to help you with that. Maybe twice a day, first thing in the morning and the evening, you just imagine you're just absorbing, just can visualize it as light or flowers or happiness or whatever you want, but like all the pores in your skin are just absorbing energy. It's incredibly important to be a receptive being of light. We can't accomplish as much as we want, and it's hard to keep our body healthy if we're not receiving. So I think that's going to help tremendously. Have a beautiful day, and thank you so much.
Hi, Marie. My name is Tamara, and I recently moved to Michigan after my adult son was hit by a car and suffered a traumatic brain injury. He did have a miracle. I believe angels, guides, and ancestors saved his life. And I just don't know what's going to happen from here. I did take Reiki 1 and 2, and I'm about to be certified next week.
Great.
And I want to know if you think that the painting I did this winter and the Reiki and the healing might be a way I could go forward uh, in the future. I just don't want to have to go back to a regular job. I've
Mm-hmm.
been working in hospice because I took care of my mother for a few years. She's on the other side. So my question is, um, am I being guided to do the Reiki? Should I pursue that? Am I on the right path in the art? Or if they have any messages for me. Yes, yes, I'd like to know who's around. So thank you.
Oh,
I adore you. And I watch every single day and get so much out of it. And God
wonderful.
bless you, my friend.
Blessings to you too, Tamara. And I'm so sorry about your son. I hope that he is continuing to heal. I think, getting certified in your Reiki, that could be helpful and beneficial to him, or if you continue to work in hospice. The art feels amazing. It feels amazing. There's one thing you need to work on though, and that is your worth. So there are people in the world that are extraordinarily talented creatures and have found things that they're really good at, and they can even monetize them and create a career with it. But if people don't believe in their self-worth and their ability to receive, because wealth is an energy, right? And we're all meant to be financially free, but you have to be in union with the vibration of wealth. I use the word wealth over money because more people are triggered by the M word. You can use finances, resources, things of that nature. So I've talked about this a lot on this podcast, and it is an exercise that I believe people need to utilize their entire life. My guides taught me this years ago when I became a single parent. I worried about resources and creating enough wealth for my family. So your job is to find something that makes you just incredibly happy. I mean, something that just really sparks your energy. For me, every time I think about subatomic particles, my body is just thrilled. Thrilled. It doesn't matter why you feel a certain way, but you want your energy to be super elevated. And then before you engage and while you're engaging with wealth, while you write a check, use a debit or credit card, use cash, transfer funds, go to the mailbox to grab financial mail. Anytime you're going to be interacting with your wealth, you want to think about and feel this high vibrational thing. And I do keep seeing for you like these beautiful chrysanthemums, like yellow flowers. I see the sun. So it could be the color yellow, it could be warmth. It makes you happy, makes you very happy. So that could be an indicator for you that could be what you use to run your energy higher while you're in communication with wealth. Because when people run their energy high, most people drop their energy like, oh, they worry about it. Even people who have a lot of money will worry about it, which they could even have more wealth and then have more charitable abilities. Because once you have financial freedom, then you can actually help other people, other countries. You can do all kinds of things that benefit others in the world, which is really nice and rewarding and fun and delicious. So work on, first of all, you are worthy and deserving. You might have to do some what if questions. What if I'm incredibly valuable? What if I deserve to have financial freedom? What if I work less and create more wealth? Which, try not to ever think about whatever you do in the world as work, unless you like the WORK word. I do. I like that word. It makes me happy. I have a lot of Capricorn in my chart. So, so we're like goats. We work. We work hard. We like it. So yeah, the art feels amazing. And so that it's not about your talent. It's about your self-worth and your ability to attract a high vibrational relationship with the vibration and frequency of wealth, which that's the only way people create freedoms, financial freedom. So when we look at billionaires around the world, they've already learned this in previous lifetimes. In fact, it doesn't even matter if they do things that are nefarious or unhealthy, because when it comes to wealth, they know how to be in high vibration and they just attract it. They keep attracting. They can't stop. I was watching this one comedian who's super funny, and I'm sorry, I don't remember names. Just don't. He's on Netflix, has a special, and he was talking about that he can just say swear words and his comedy, and it doesn't matter, wealth just comes into his pockets, keeps coming into his pockets. So we know that his vibration has shifted in terms of his value of self and his connection to the vibration of the frequency of wealth, because it doesn't matter what he says. He can say whatever he wants. He's in alignment with the frequencies. So that's what creates financial freedom. Not that we want to do nefarious things, of course, and this comedian was excellent. He's incredibly brilliant. I'll find a link and have Caitlin or Christine attach it to this podcast, because I think it's really quite funny and really, really interesting. So that's what you're working on. You're valuable. You're amazing. You found something that makes you happy. I believe you're talented in this. And now your job, no matter what you do in the world, is to raise your vibration to financial freedom. Okay. All right. And thank you everyone for listening. I hope you had a beautiful Valentine's Day. I hope you have a lovely weekend wherever you are in the world. And I hope your heart chakra is open and receiving unconditional love and allowing you to be in your parasympathetic aspect of your autonomic system, so that your intuition can fly to the moon and back and surprise you every day with its glory. Bye-bye for now.